Well, we got some issues. Today is the first day of the tampering period of NFL free agency, and I guess the Philly fans need to be prepared to lose a few players today, and we'll find out who they are. Bill Colarulo's with us. Brendan Gunn is here. Ray Dunn not here today as he's hanging out with the Temple women's team. They keep winning and winning and winning and winning, and Ray keeps broadcasting and broadcasting and broadcasting and broadcasting. So today, interestingly enough, the Philadelphia Eagles have scheduled a presser with Saquon Barkley. That'll come up at noon. We'll have it. Now, if you want to be cynical, you say, okay, the Eagles are trying to deflect the fact that they're about to lose a few players and that maybe they're not prepared to sign anybody either in this free agency period. So let's go over who they will probably lose today. Milton Williams, number one pending free agent, according to some NFL sites. Josh Sweat, a highly rated defensive end who made himself some money by having a great year this year where previous years have not been so good. Mekhi Becton at 51 will be interesting. You always need offensive linemen, and I think he's going to get paid more than the Eagles would be willing to pay him. And Kenny Gainwell, I'm not so sure anybody goes after him. He may be the guy that is back for the Eagles in this particular situation. Of course, you got the Darius Slay situation. You got Fred Johnson. So let me turn to Bill Colarulo, Mr. Football, as we call him here. Mr. Touchdown. Mr. Touchdown, how you feel about the pending free agencies?
Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
So, look, a lot of it's going to be expected, like you just listed, the players that they're going to lose. And I don't think it's being cynical. I think it's just how the Eagles are saying that they scheduled this press conference today at 12 o'clock because they want to stay in the news, and they don't want to just be sitting back when all their players are getting signed elsewhere, when all these other teams are doing things, and Eagles fans are going to be like, well, what about us? So now we're going to hear from Saquon Barkley. It's not a coincidence that it's exactly at 12 o'clock. But I do have a little bit of an issue with some Eagles fans being overly confident that the Eagles can just draft at every single position of need. And I understand why they could feel that way. Howie Roseman over the last 3 drafts has been phenomenal in hitting on his first 3 picks. We went over that list before. It's been incredible. But to look at all of these positions of need and say, nah, don't sign any veterans. We'll just draft a D-tackle. Nah, don't sign any edge rushers. We'll just draft one. Nah, don't sign another corner. We'll just draft one. Nah, trade Dallas Goedert. Cut him. We'll just draft a tight end. It's impossible for them to fill all of these needs this coming season through the draft. See, we were spoiled this year that the first 3 picks, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, and Jay Luxon, actually contributed as rookies. Because as good as these draft picks have been over the last few years, it wasn't like Nolan Smith was setting the world on fire as a rookie. It wasn't as if Sidney Brown and Tyler Steen played as rookies, or Nakobe Dean and Cam Jurgens played as rookies, or even Milton Williams a few years ago. So people just saying, don't sign any veterans, get younger, just use the draft. We're being a little spoiled here, Mike. That's not the reality of the draft.
We probably are a little spoiled, but here's the thing about these free agency things. It's inevitable that you're going to be a little bit depleted and you might not be able to replenish to the exact same level. And so this is a sign of the times in the NFL. I've been very pragmatic about this whole thing. And I go, the Eagles have really covered their ass more than a lot of teams, more than most teams in the NFL, meaning their core is still good enough to win by filling in little gaps. I really do believe that.
I agree with you.
And so, I can't get overly carried away about who they're going to lose or who they're going to pass up and all these things, because I think they will figure it out. They have gotten to the point where they've backed up a lot of their positions to be able to fill in when you lose people. That's the NFL today, and that's the way they have crafted this team. So whatever happens today is not going to deter me one way or the other whether the Eagles are going to be a contender next year. They absolutely are.
And I agree with you 100%, but I just think they're going to have to fill in some of those holes with maybe some cap casualties from other teams. Like, for instance, last week we did a video for social, should they consider bringing back Javon Hargrave at D-tackle? And a majority of the responses on social were, no, we don't want any older players. Just draft a D-tackle. It's like, well, if you truly are a contender next season, you're going to have to go out and sign some veterans. I mean, look at the team that just won the Super Bowl. You had Darius Slay, who was a veteran. You had Brandon Graham, who was a veteran. You know, you still have some veterans along that offensive line. So I don't think the answer is always just draft somebody, especially with the whole Dallas Goedert situation. I do not want to go in the next season with Grant Calcaterra as my only tight end. So I want to make sure that, and I think Howie will.
Do you actually think that they will go into it with just Grant Calcaterra?
No, I think Howie Roseman is smart enough. This is more to the fan base.
Well,
because
that's what I mean.
Yeah, I think he's going to go and get those second, third wave free agents, the guys who maybe didn't get the big deals they thought they would get. I don't think you're going to get a lot of action today, but it'll be over the next couple of weeks.
All right. We'll pay attention to that. Meanwhile, I want to go into the first break with a little Sixer chat. First of all, gosh, I wish they would play a better team than Utah. Utah wants to lose, and they stink. It was the perfect storm for the Sixers to win a game last night, and they win by a scant 4 points over the horrendous Utah Jazz. So the Sixers didn't do themselves any favors because I want them to lose every game, and I've allowed them to lose only or to win only 2 games of the remaining 20, and last night was one where they won. Okay, so they got one more win before they messed up the whole thing that I'm trying to get accomplished. But the general manager or the president of basketball operations was on some kind of podcast. There are two levels that piss me off about this. One is the fact that he made a statement about how Sixer fans are how did he phrase that? That they're angry.
Driven by anger.
They're driven by anger. Anger is all that drives Sixer fans. And he's trying to be glib about it to entertain the podcast host. So these idiots who are hosting this podcast are giving him the audience of laughing right along with him. I don't know what's worse, what Maury said or what these idiots did not press him up against. So can we play this? Brandon Gunn is our man today. Brandon, let's play this. Brandon,
and we lost in 6 games. To a Knicks team that is not as good as the Celtics team we lost to the year before. And I was very down after the loss. And I was like, man, people are going to be so angry. And they were angry. Obviously, everyone wants us to win. But they were less angry than the year before. And anger is all that drives Sixers fans, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. So, ha, 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 ha. Ha, ha, ha. Anger is all that drives Sixers fans. And he gets an audience for his little quips.
Yeah. And then they go on, I don't know if it was him or the other host says anger and irrationality or something along those lines.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll play the full thing. But guess what, Darryl? I'm freaking angry. I'm angry. And I'm not going to laugh when you say something like that because what I would like to do is have you on and explain why Sixer fans might be a little angry since you've botched this whole thing. 610-632-0975 is how you get into the show. It's the Mike Missanelli Show. We're going to have some fun today. We're going to have some hot chat talk. We'll have Saquon Barkley on the show at 12 o'clock on his press conference. It's the Mike Missanelli Show. It's 97.5 The Fanatic. Back after this.
Hey, everybody, it's Bill Colarulo. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel so you can engage during the show, and you're not going to want to miss all the content that we post. It's not only the live videos. It's videos after the fact. It's our shorts. It's all the content you want as a Philadelphia sports fan. Looking forward to connecting.